Hi everyone. I say everyone, I don't really know who's been watching this, but I wanted to film a bit of more of an update, and I'll probably film this and then continue filming as things progress. Just kind of a TTC type thing after miscarriage, because I've been watching a lot of those at the minute. So my previous two videos, the first video was about my miscarriage, and then I did another video about the surgical management, the RPC I had of that. That was on the 19th of June, and today we are the, oh wow, I don't even know what the day is. It was a month on Wednesday, so I think we are the 19th today, maybe the 20th, which is Saturday. So obviously, if you didn't watch any of my other videos, I went straight on holiday, or a day after I had the RPC. We came back on the 25th of June. I only went back to work on Monday just gone, the 15th of July. Purely because I didn't want to go back to work. My job, I see a lot of pregnant women, newborns, children. It wasn't just because of that. Like I said, I've been quite happy to see those people. It was just more of the fact I just wasn't in the mindset to be in work, and unfortunately a lot of people knew, which wasn't really my choice, but they found out or guessed, but I didn't really want to see anyone. So that's what's happened. So I went on holiday, came back. I've had a month off work, went back on Monday. Other than that, there's been a few things going on. I would say about a week after I got back from holiday, it was really strange, maybe even a bit longer than that. I started to get or feel like I was having new pregnancy symptoms, where like the nausea came back, like slowly at first, or maybe I'm saying I noticed it, I don't know. I noticed it coming back slowly, and then I felt like my boobs changed again, and I can't remember if I talked about this in my previous video, but yeah, it was really, really strange, and I was kind of thinking, am I pregnant again? Because we haven't really we've been trying, well, say trying, we haven't been preventing anything happening, me getting pregnant. So I was kind of thinking, ooh, am I? And then I would say, yeah, it was about, I got these symptoms for about a week, and then didn't really want to do a test because I was too scared in a way. Scared, one, because in case I wasn't pregnant, it was just leftover hormones, which I thought was really weird because I felt like my symptoms went away and then they came back, or it was a new pregnancy and I would be super stressed thinking about things are going to go wrong. So I held out, I say a good week, and I went and bought, it was probably about 2 weeks ago, yeah, 2 weeks ago today, that I went out, got up, my husband was working, I got up really early in the morning and went to the supermarket and bought some tests, and they were like really cheap, £3.50 for two, and I was kind of hoping they'd be quite sensitive to kind of pick up hormones. So I did one. They were the 25 MIU, which in the world of TTC and doing pregnancy tests is quite high. I think the first response ones, which I'll talk about in a minute, are like 6 MIU, and I've had the ones I found out previously, the strips are 10. How accurate those are, I don't know, because they're really cheap. So I did one, and I got a faint line, and like really faint. So I thought, I didn't really know what to think really. I thought, is it really early that I'm pregnant again, or is it leftover hormones from before that just haven't dropped? Because I should say that after the miscarriage, I got home from holiday and I did 2 of those strip tests, because they do tell you to take tests to see if you tested negative. The first one I did was faint. The next morning I did another one, obviously with first morning urine, and that was a bit darker but still quite faint. So after that I ran out of tests, and I didn't really want to buy more to test to see if I was still showing pregnant after I had a miscarriage. I'm sure if you've been through this, you know it's not really that nice, but kind of in hindsight I wish I had. So I would probably advise whoever's, if you're in this position, try and test. Doesn't have to be daily, just to see if it does go negative, because then you don't end up thinking you're pregnant again like I did. So I was doing the ovulation strips though, so when they meant to kind of put your pricey, and they were getting, like, they were dark and then lighter. So it was obviously dark because the HCG was still in my system, and the light is probably going to change now because it's gone from sunny to shade, like to dark. I'm losing my train of thought yet. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, did that test. Didn't really know what to think. I spoke to one of my friends, and she said, get the first response. So I say, I don't really want to rush out and buy them because they're quite expensive, and I don't know, just the pregnancy test thing, those ones, like I said, if there is going to be a little bit of HCG in my system, then it's going to show it up. So Monday morning I went to the doctor and I explained the situation, and I said I had new symptoms. I was really confused. She said, right, we'll send you for bloods, HCG bloods. I also phoned EPU and kind of asked for their advice, and at that time they weren't, I think the woman I spoke to on the phone was a woman I saw initially. I get the impression she thought I was a bit of an idiot, that she's like, well, so have you done a positive test, have you had a negative pregnancy test, get it right? And I said, well, no, not really, but it was very faint, and that was, you know, less than a week after I had the surgical management. So she said, well, she said, well, do another test, just a normal pregnancy test, not one of these early ones or anything like that, and see what it says. And then she kind of said, and I said, well, I'm going for bloods. If the GP's given me a blood form, she said to go to, I'm skipping ahead here. Oh. Let's rewind. The GP said, here's a blood form, don't go until the end of the week, until the Friday, just to kind of see if your levels, what they're doing, and give them the best opportunity to rise or whatever. So they booked me in for a blood test in the surgery, which I should say that we have lots of places you can go for a blood test, but the hospital one, the parking is a nightmare, like actually a nightmare. So I did kind of want to avoid going there. So they booked me in for the Friday in the surgery, which is really easy to get to and park. So yes, back to EPU conversation. I said, look, I'm going for bloods on Friday. That'll give me an idea. And she said, yeah, but she's like, are they sent you for another one? Because they like to do two to see if they're rising or decreasing or static or whatever. And I said, no, I did mention that in the doctor, which I did, because normally when you read online, people say about doing two blood tests, like 48 hours apart or just separately. And the GP said, well, no, if it's positive, it's positive. So I was kind of took that as the advice. So EPU just kind of said, well, we would do them 48 hours apart. There we are, carry on. So I thought, right, do I go back to the GP? And if you live in the UK and excuse me, you know how like hard it is to get a doctor's appointment. It's not like in America where it's all privatized and you can just kind of stroll into anything and see someone, especially with stuff like this. Obviously you don't have like an OBGYN, we have a GP, like a doctor, and you have a midwife, and you only see the midwife once you are confirmed pregnant, so you're not going to be getting all these levels and stuff really easily without going to the doctor and requesting them. And even then I think some people wouldn't be as obliging as mine was. Rambling again. So I did consider going back again, but I thought I'll see what this result on Friday says. So I think on the Monday then, after I spoke to EPU, I thought I'm just going to buy a first response, because they give an indicator of, you know, how if it's really early, then I'll get a proper positive, and these other tests were really, really faint. So I went over to Boots, and which is just like a, I think if you're in Britain, you know what that is. It's just like a shop, like it sells all like makeup and toiletries and stuff. Went there, they had them on offer, so I bought 2 packs, which was 4 tests. So me being me, couldn't bear to wait, came home, did one, and I did get a line. Now, I would show you these, but I haven't got them anymore, and I'll explain more about that later. So, got a line, decent line, it wasn't faint, it was there. So, again, not really any more clued up into what was going on. Throughout that week, I think I left it a day, did another test on Wednesday, and the line was fainter. And that kind of, I was really worried then. And I know they say those lines are an indicator of how pregnant you are, but they kind of are. I feel like they are. Everything I've read, if it's getting dark, your HCG is rising. So getting lighter was not a good sign. So I was like, right, okay, this is either leftover hormones or this is a new pregnancy that's failing. And to be honest with you, at that point I was like, I want this. I started to get to the point where I want it to be old hormones. I can't even say it. Hormones. I don't want this to be a new pregnancy and it's failing. So I kind of got in a right little tiz, and I chucked everything in the bin. All the tests I'd done, chucked them all in the bin. I was like, right, this is not working. I did actually order more of those strips, and I bought like pound shop strips as well. And I was doing those, and they were coming up faint, but like I said, they were just so faint. And I was just thinking, what is going on here? And like when I was testing before with this previous pregnancy, they were getting darker. I mean, tiny bit darker, but you could see them more and more each day. So if this was a new pregnancy, something was up. So Thursday, I phoned EPU again, and I said, look, can you organise a blood test for me as well, so I can come back and explain what was going on? They said, yeah, that's fine. If when you're having the first one, I said Friday, they said fine, come back on Monday morning and we'll do one here. So Friday I went for the blood test, and I did the 4 tests. I can't remember exactly when I did them, but it was like from the Monday, I think I did Monday, Tuesday, yeah, that's it. Monday, liner. Tuesday was darker, which at the point I was like, oh, okay, new pregnancy. Thursday, it was lighter. That's when I had my meltdown. Did another one Saturday, and the other tests as well, and the line was just the same as the first one I did, so it wasn't darker, and the strip tests were now completely negative, whereas I was getting lines in them before. So by Saturday morning, I was like, this isn't a new pregnancy. If it is, it's not going well. And I was kind of gearing towards the fact that this is old. I've realised that this is old hormones, but that couldn't explain the symptoms I was having, but I don't know. So Monday morning went around, I went to the EPU, they did bloods on me, she had a bit of a chat with me, and she said that if you haven't had a negative test, then it's more than likely going to be old ones. So I went away, they phoned me late that day, and they said, right, your blood test on Friday was 19, and your HCG levels today, on Monday, were 14. So they're going down, which means they were old hormones. And I was so relieved. I was really, really relieved. Because I thought, if this was a new pregnancy and they weren't rising, I mean, that's not very nice, is it? So she did say on the phone, they're old hormones, just wait for your period to turn up. And I said, right, yeah, fine. Even though we are still trying, I have a feeling it's probably going to turn up, because I don't think I hope it turns up soon, because I want to be able to kind of start again. But obviously if I do get pregnant again now, that would be great too. But I think when I looked online, like before, I was kind of like, you can ovulate with HCG in your system, but it has to be under a certain level. I'm really sorry. So think now it's dropping. It is dropping, and it's dropped, you know, like 5, in space of like 3 days. So that's a good thing. I'm hoping it's in the right direction. Like I said, we're only a month from the ERPC, so like, you know, technically like a cycle. So things are going in the right direction, I would hope. I went back to work. That was fine. I had a letter, I think it was Thursday, from the GP, and she'd sent me another blood form for HCG because obviously she probably didn't realise I'd been to EPU and I didn't tell them. So she wanted to have another one to see what was going on. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go because it'd be handy to see what my HCG is now. So I went yesterday, had another blood test. I won't get the results of that for another few days, probably next week. And I'm hoping it'll be a lot lower, as soon as there's been a good period of time, like 4 days between having the previous one. I think my husband asked me how I felt when I had the results, but obviously it wasn't a new pregnancy, because I did say to him, I think I might be pregnant again. And I said, I think he was quite surprised when I said, oh, I'm relieved, which I think I did explain to him that for like that week or so, week and a bit, where I thought I might be pregnant again, really helped me. And like, whether that kind of got me over that kind of, has continued to get me over that bump of feeling like shit about the whole thing. But then this week, being back in work, I thought about it. I mean, I thought about it a lot before, but I thought about it a lot more this week. And, you know, and I am at times slipping back into that I will be so many weeks now. Like a lot of my works on a month-to-month basis. So like I do things every month, and I have to make lists of things I have to do. So I was doing my new lists and they were going up to December. And I was thinking, if I was still pregnant now, that would be like my last month. I'd be going off maternity leave in January. So yeah, that's hard, but it's not, I'm not crying all the time about it. I haven't cried for a while, I would say. A good while. Which is, you know, to me a good thing, because I don't want to be crying all the time. I want to kind of feel more positive. So I'm going to finish this video here because it's really long and I didn't really want it to be this long. And I'm hoping I'll be able to like edit in, I'm going to start editing an update, hopefully to say when I'm pregnant again. If not, we'll have another TTC one, I don't know. But again, this video is just for the people out there that are in the same position or have can relate to it or whatever. So if you are watching it and you can relate to what I'm talking about and you're going through it, then great. And I wish you all the best with your TTC, and I hope we all end up with babies at the end of it. So there we go. That's it for now.